The college football experience, UNLV Runnin Rebels 2022 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience, UNLV Runnin Rebels 2022 season preview episode. That's the Rebels, I know. Yes, Runnin Rebels. Love the days. I mean, this is a college football episode, but I'm a huge fan of the Tarkanian days with UNLV. But hey, if you're wondering who the hell this is, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Oh, man, what is up, Vegas? We'll be there for week 1 of the NFL and week 2 of college football. If you're in the area, hit us up at TCE on SGPN. That is on Twitter for us. But man, the UNLV Runnin Rebels, this is one that me and Patty C always talk about.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
I know he's not with me right now, but this is the UNLV Runnin Rebels. There's too much talent around. First off, Vegas actually has some decent high school football. What? DeMarco Murray, Steven Jackson, guys that didn't go to UNLV. This NIL is a thing now. It's legal. This is like if you look at Miami in the 1960s, all right? You have a city that's thriving without a football team, all right? Come on, UNLV, please. I remember last time when they hired Marcus Arroyo, and you know, it's a critical year he's on the hot seat, but we were lobbying for Bobby Petrino. We were lobbying for Rex Ryan. Someone that fits the MO, and me and Patty C have been at work. We talk this shit year round. Subscribe to the college football experience. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/the college experience. Also, our college basketball previews have started. UNLV will be coming up. But football program wise, this is in a gigantic city. You're surrounded by Southern California. And Arizona. Las Vegas has good high school football. You have Utah right there as well. And you have a city that a lot of people like going to. It sells itself. This is something they got to fix this, because this is a program that has had success. John Robinson, I feel like probably did the best with this program of late. But I mean, Randall Cunningham, UNLV. Keenan McCardle. I bet you didn't know that. Oh man, what's my guy's name? I'm drawing a blank right now. But anyway, was it John Denton that played quarterback there back in the 90s? He was a stud. All right, he was a stud. Well, I want to say, yeah, I'm dating myself. There's a lot of history there though. But come on, this program can fly with the right guy, and in the NIL era, man. Look, and I know I've said that for UConn, I've said that for Temple, I've said that for San Diego State. Well, San Diego State, I actually believe could really be just really good for a long time if they invest in it, and they have been good. But UNLV has not. If they invest and find the right guy, or if maybe Arroyo is the right guy, maybe he can work it out. But I think they could have a juggernaut with the right guy. Whereas who's going to be the Howard Schnellenberger? Essentially, he's the guy who kickstarted the Miami program. But could it be Marcus Arroyo? He's in year 3. He's just 2-16 at UNLV. Look, I remember Marcus Arroyo. He played quarterback at San Jose State. I believe that was under Dick Tomey, if memory serves me correct. But I was a fan of him at quarterback back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I'll be honest, UNLV was a covering machine for me last year. And we're going to talk more of that in a second. But I was a skeptic of the hire. And I'll be honest, I was a skeptic of Justin Herbert a little bit coming into the NFL draft because I didn't think Oregon really utilized his skills. When I first saw him in preseason for the Los Angeles Chargers, I said, "Holy shit!" I remember telling Patty C, I was like, "I didn't see this at Oregon." I mean, he was solid at Oregon. I just questioned a lot more of his game than so. My first thoughts after watching Herbert in the NFL was, man, Oregon should have won more with him. They should have used his skill set more, and they didn't. And I questioned that. But Arroyo was the OC. He landed the UNLV job. Year 1, it was tough because he had COVID. Not him personally that I know of, but I'm saying we had COVID in 2020. So it was a bit of a disaster when you look at it from that point of view. I mean, let's go back to the 20 season. Because in 2020, obviously the Mountain West only played 6 games. They went 0-6, and they kind of got their ass whooped in every game. And when I say kind of, they did. 28-point loss to San Diego State. 18-point loss to Nevada. 13-point loss to Fresno State. 17-point loss to San Jose State. 31-point loss to Wyoming. 17-point loss to Hawaii. But the guy was coming in during COVID. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. Vegas had easier laws than some states, or Nevada, I should say. But in 21 and early in the year, first off, they got Eastern Washington to start the season. And I hope you listen to your boy Pick Dundee, because I was on E-Dub with Eric Barriere on the upset and FCS upset. I caught a couple of those last year. I had UC Davis beating Tulsa too. But they got their ass kicked after that game for against the Power Fives. Arizona State, Iowa State whooped their ass. But then Friday, September 24th, they took on Fresno State. They only lost by 8. Fresno was good last year, folks. They were really good. Then they only lose to UTSA in the Alamo Dome by 7. Those two, I mean, UTSA won the Conference USA, almost went undefeated in the regular season. Only had 1 loss. Fresno State was a double-digit win team, and then the team that won the Mountain West, Utah State, they only lost by 4. Then San Jose State, the previous Mountain West champion, they only lost by 7. They did lose by 31 at Nevada and Reno, but then they beat New Mexico. They beat Hawaii, and then they only lose to San Diego State, who played double-digit win team, played for the Mountain West championship by 8. Now they did get their ass whooped by Air Force in Colorado Springs, but that was a 34-point loss. I saw a little bit of the tide turn. Now, can they find a way to win these close games? And me and Patty C, are already hypothesizing if Arroyo doesn't do it, because I do think this could be a fucking home run job if the right guy comes in. And I wonder if a guy like Deion Sanders would take this job if a Power 5 doesn't come calling, which I think a Power 5 probably will for Deion. But then who else do you look at? Do you look at a Rich Rodriguez? Do you look at a Bobby Petrino, like we mentioned? Who could fit and really, get excitement around this program? Well, maybe it is Arroyo. Maybe this is the year he figures it out. He's a first-time coach, and I think considering the fact he had COVID, he should be given the benefit of the doubt here. And I actually think, unless they really have a horrible year, I don't think he should be fired this year. Let's get into it though, folks, because I'm excited. Like I said, they were a covering machine. Me and my guy Stone Labanowitz, former Southern Illinois quarterback, we were texted back and forth. We were taking UNLV each and every week with the points for a lot of those weeks, and I feel like damn near all of them hit for us. But here we go. They hire a new offensive coordinator in Nick Holes, who's coming over. He was the wide receiver. He stays in Vegas. He was the wide receiver coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. So they saved some money there. Didn't have to fly an OC in. They were 111th in scoring offense last year. So Holes is inheriting this mess. 111th in scoring offense, 116th in run offense, 93rd in pass offense, 119th in total offense. There was only 130 teams last year. Only 6 starters back. They got to find, and I think one of the big question marks is, can they find someone, because they lost 2-time first team Mountain West running back Charles Williams, who was a DFS god for me. If you listen to our DFS show that we do every week, so they got to replace Williams. He only rushed for 1,300 yards and caught for like, I don't know, a few hundred. And the quarterback position, it's interesting. So last year they were using Cameron Friel and Doug Brumfield, and it seemed like both of them got a lot of starts. They couldn't find the right guy. I believe Brumfield entered the portal, but came back to UNLV. And you wonder if one of these guys is going to hit the portal in the next coming weeks, because they brought in former 5-star Harrison Bailey from Tennessee. So they have 3 quarterbacks that had, I know Bailey hasn't had the starts, but he's projected to start. So you wonder then, will one stay the course as a backup and will one transfer out? Probably, if I had to bet. But they have 3 capable quarterbacks at the moment. That's a good problem to have, as long as one of them can play at a high level. The running back situation, they hit the portal as well, and I think they had to hit the portal this year. They brought in Aidan Robbins, a running back from Louisville. They do get their star wideout Kyle Williams back. I like this kid. He had 77 catches over the past 2 years. Remember, they only played 6 games in COVID, so I think that's an impressive stat. They get once again, they go to the portal. I mean, they're bringing back junior Senika McKie. They got Ricky White, a wide receiver from Michigan State, who's I think projected to start. They're breaking in a new tight end. It looks like it's going to be I don't know how to pronounce it. Kaleo Balunga at tight end, perhaps. So breaking in a new tight end, 3 of 5 back on the O line. You can make a case it's 4 of 5 if you're counting starts from a season ago, because they did bring in right guard DJ Stuckey from Cal Poly of the FCS. Overall, that's the offense. How good will he hold up? I mean, Cal Poly was not very good last year, but maybe getting those reps. Can Ricky White work out? Because I can tell you this, losing Williams, but you still got Kyle Williams. I mean, I think it's all right. I think the season might, if Aidan Robbins plays really well, I could see the offense going. Defensively, Keith Hayward is the new defensive coordinator. He was the linebackers coach at Cal with Justin Wilcox. I'm a Justin Wilcox believer. I think he's a very good coach. So I kind of like the hire on the defensive side of the ball. The offensive side of the ball is a little bit of a question mark for me. And the defensive side of the ball was the better situation last year. They were 107th in scoring defense, 93rd in rush defense, 78th in pass defense, charting at 88th overall. 6 starters is back as well. They get 2 of 4 back on the D line, led by Adam Plant. They get the 1 linebacker back in Austin Ayake, something like that. 2 of 5 back in the secondary, led by corner Noel Williams and Gerard Williams. Man, I don't know. That's you're missing some pieces there defensively. New scheme, but I do believe I like Wilcox, so I think he's probably going to be. I trust that hire more than the offensive side of the ball. Their kicker Daniel Gutierrez is back, breaking in a new punter. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this team. It's going to be very interesting to see as we go through the schedule here. But I got to get us paid first. We're going to talk transfer portal. We're going to go through all the transfers that UNLV added this offseason. What they lost. We're going to talk about what Las Vegas expects. Well, I'll be honest. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the number here. Shout out to the SGPN graphics team. Subscribe on YouTube, the college experience. And we're going to see if that's a smart bet or not to take this season. We're going to go game by game on the schedule, talking UNLV Running Rebels. But first, I got to get us paid. I want to tell you the college football experience. UNLV Runnin Rebels 2022 preview. It's brought to you by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by Odds Trader. Odds Trader is a place to compare odds from all the major sports books. You can also compare the different sign-up codes and promo codes from sportsbook to sportsbook to ensure that you get the best deal possible. The app has, provides player stats, key game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather, for the bettors who make the most informed bets possible. It also has a bet tracker. That's one of my favorite things because I have like bets going through like 7 different sports, especially in like November and December. Organizes that for you. Go to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. That's OddsTrader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. We're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. Run Your Pool is the home of competition, bringing sports fans and their social circles together to compete, to connect, and make every game matter more. Look, it just matters more. You don't need the SEC. You need Run Your Pool. All right. Run Your Pool offers every game type under the sun that you can think of, from pick'em to Survivor to fantasy pools. It's a one-stop shop for sports gaming with customizable features that simply you won't get anywhere else. And we've teamed up with Run Your Pool here at SGPN, and we're going to do our own SGPN NFL Survivor contest. It is free to enter, so hop in right now to reserve a spot. We're giving away $500 cash plus a $250 gift card to the winner. Sign up today at play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. That's play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform today with millions of players. You probably already have a fantasy league on there. I know I do. I mean, they just went past 4 million different users. So if you haven't heard of it, hey, and you play fantasy, I don't know how the hell you're missing it. But if you have, if you missed it, it's okay. Check it out. They got a brand new over/under game that I think is a ton of fun. In any sport, you choose two or more players that you like. You pick the over/under on their stat projection, and if you pick correctly, you can win anywhere from 2 times to over 20 times the amount of money that you put in, which is awesome. And then with the NFL season right around the corner, Sleeper is the first sports contest game that's built into the fantasy experience. It's great. So right now on your mobile phone, join our listener group on Sleeper at sleeper.com/SGP. That's sleeper.com/SGP, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. We're also brought to you by Trade Coffee. Man, Trade Coffee connects customers to the freshest and best tasting coffee they've ever made at home by partnering with the world's best craft roasters. Yes, these are independent businesses from big cities and small towns in the US of A. And trade customers are truly impactful for these independent roasters, often being the largest source of new growth for them. And get this, it's expert tasted. This is fascinating to me. Trade has a coffee team that actually taste tests thousands of coffees every week. That's insane. Hey, Steve, coming to work. Here's 39 cups of coffee you have to try in your first hour. No, but they have over 450 different kinds live, ready to ship out every single day. It's really impressive. And look, there's no one perfect coffee, but there is a perfect coffee for you. And Trade has a human-powered algorithm that's going to find it for you. Better than any dating website. All right. So check out Trade. My brother raves about this stuff. Right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/SGP. That's more than 40 cups of coffee for free, people. Get started today by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/SGP and let Trade find you a coffee you'll love. We're also brought to you by Dave. No, we're not talking about that D-Gen that from elementary school that still owes you $500. Talking about Dave, the banking app, the cash banking app. All right, that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. I mean, that's more money to fill your gas tank. That's more money to buy a wedding gift. That's more money to catch up on bills. Because let's be honest, and I think these people out there in Las Vegas know what I'm talking about. We get in jams sometimes. Spend more money than you think. I don't care if maybe you met the right girl, the right guy. I don't know. You're out there. You're spending more money than you thought you would be spending this month, and all of a sudden savings is depleted, and you forgot you got to head to that wedding that you planned, or that you're going to be in or something. I don't know, but point is, we've all been in a jam where you need money. All right, and nothing worse than just saying, "Mom, I know I'm 49 years old, but can you do me a solid and Venmo me?" What's Venmo? No, we've all been there. I remember when I was like 18, I went to Cancun, spent way more money, which you would think is impossible because of the money. But I accomplished that when I was 18. I think I might have lost money when I was hammered or something. I don't know. Point is though, I spent more money than I was anticipating, and I needed more money. Well, it's embarrassing to call the brother or the dad or the mom and say, "Hey, send me this." So you can avoid the embarrassment and just call Dave. All right. Here's what's great too. Dave, there's no interest. There's no credit check needed. Just download the Dave app right now from the App Store. That's DAVE. Sign up for an extra cash account. Get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve, member of the FDIC. All right. We are back talking UNLV Runnin Rebel football. What's not to like? Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Transfer portal. It's such a key factor in 2022 college football. No matter short of the service academies, it is a key factor for every single team. And if you're not doing it like Dabo Swinney, I think you might be a little out of touch with the times. But maybe I'm wrong. UNLV, I think, had to take advantage of the transfer portal. And I alluded to some of the guys they landed already. Former 5-star Harrison Bailey. He could be a difference maker. He could be the difference between UNLV winning some of those close games that they lost a season ago. They bring him in. That's a gigantic get if he can play at that level. If he can play at a 4-star level, you're looking great. They got punter Marshall Nichols coming in from Mississippi State. Hail State. Marshall Nichols. So they got a SEC punter. This running back Aidan Robbins, I think, is a key player to highlight for this season. They got linebacker Jordan Eubanks from Florida State, wide receiver Ricky White from Michigan State, offensive tackle Kobe Bryant from SMU, offensive guard DJ Stuckey from Cal Poly, defensive end Isaiah Sales from Missouri State. He's projected as a starter. So Sales and Stuckey are projected as starters. Harrison Bailey's projected as a starter. Ricky White is projected as a starter. Marshall Nichols, the punter, is projected as a starter. Aidan Robbins, the running back's projected as a starter. Eubanks is right on the cusp of starting, I believe. Maybe Bryant as well. They did damn well of getting players that I think will be on the field at least. But let's see also what they lost, because they did lose some guys, and I think one of the big hits they took is their linebacker Jacoby Windman went to Michigan State. So in a way they got the wide receiver from Michigan State, but they lost one of their best defensive players as he heads to East Lansing. They also lost cornerback Jeremiah Houston to the portal, wide receiver Aaron Holloway to the portal, defensive tackle Daniel Kaloka, portal, linebacker Malachi Salou, portal, linebacker Farrell Hester, portal, tight end Noah Bean, portal, linebacker Malcolm Johnson, portal, cornerback Jamel Ham, portal. Cornerback Michael Victor, portal. See, with these portal guys, I don't know how much you're losing because they're probably deep on that depth chart. Malik Wesley at the wide receiver spot, portal. Justin Rogers, quarterback, portal. Wide receiver Patrick Ballard. He went to Abilene Christian in the FCS. And offensive lineman Jeremiah Latutululu, portal. Safety Jalen Lane, portal. Cameron Blanton at corner, portal. So they really only lost 2 guys to other team, but the defensive hit was big. I think this is a home run get in the portal. What they brought in, and considering that they're all starters, for the most part, I think they did a fantastic job. I mean, maybe you'd want it to be a couple more players, but I think they did a damn good job. I think Arroyo knows he's got to win now, and if he doesn't win, there's no guarantee he's there next year. I know the COVID year he should be given a pass, but with NIL, with Pac-12 potentially expanding, they got to win now. All right. And the opportunities there. I think it's a brand new day and age for college football. And with NIL, Las Vegas is a gigantic city. People want to go there. It's more desirable, I think, than a lot of other places. If they play their cards right, basketball and football, UNLV's got no excuses why they aren't good. So the question is, what would save his job? I think if he just goes 5-7. I think if he goes 5-7, he'll be back for the next year. 4-8 and kind of uncertainty. If he goes anything below that, I think he might be done. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the win total right there. 4.5 wins is what Las Vegas is projecting for UNLV. Now the juice is going towards the under. The under is at -165. The over at +130. So Vegas saying they're going to be 4-8 this year, and that's the question. It's kind of that gray area that I talked about. I think 4-8. I don't know if he's back. I want to say he deserves it because he started during COVID. And I know recruiting's taken a hit. You know, they were recruiting a little bit better when he first got there than currently. But, you know, I just think it's a tough job to walk into, especially with the pandemic going on. But I'll say this, and some of my friends, shout out to the fans that hit me up, specifically one that said UNLV hasn't had a player drafted since 2010. That's got to change. You're UNL fucking V. All right. You are in Las Vegas, Nevada. Think about the other cities within this country. I know New York City doesn't have a college football team, which is ridiculous. I think St. John's should start their fucking program tomorrow, because I think in the long, like, you want to talk about a good investment. If they went in with NIL now, oh man, give it some time. But look at USC and UCLA are in Los Angeles. Miami is in Miami. Houston, they just went to the Big 12. Start going city by city, you know, especially if you pull up the top 20 cities population wise in the country. You got no excuse for being this bad. So they have to take advantage of that. And if they do, like I said, I think they could, they could really become big time. I think, they should, you know what I don't know that Chris Peterson's a Las Vegas guy, but I would throw everything at him. If Arroyo's canned. I mean, I want to give Arroyo, like I said, I think he should be back, but 4 wins, I think he maybe should be back. If it's 3, it's hard to make the case. If it's 2, fired, 1, fired. Let's hop into it, because week 0, August 27th, they learned their lesson. They learned their lesson last year. I feel like the whole FBS did by scheduling the Big Sky conference of the FCS. Because do I got it right? I was on UC Davis beating Tulsa. Tulsa had played for the AAC championship the year before. Tulsa almost beat Cincinnati last year. Dan Hawkins, UC Davis in the Big Sky, goes into Tulsa, wins, right? Montana, Bobby Hawk, former UNLV coach. I don't know what happened at UNLV. I think he had 1 winning season there. He knocked off Washington in Seattle. Montana State damn well almost knocked off Wyoming in up there in Laramie, but Eastern Washington came down to UNLV and beat them. Northern Arizona went over to Arizona and beat them. Big Sky could play some football. So what they did, unfortunately, they still scheduled Big Sky, but they scheduled the worst team in the Big Sky. The Idaho State Bengals, week 0. Merrill Hodge's alma mater. Shout out to Merrill Hodge, friend of the program. That's a win. That's a win. That's getting off on the right foot. And then they moved this game up. I feel like just a few weeks ago, like, I don't know, like in June, they moved this game up. It was supposed to be week 1. And I think it's kind of smart. You get your week 0 game. You use week 1 as a bye week. So you get essentially 2 bye weeks, and you get to prep for Cal. Now they head to Cal. Once again, remember their defensive coordinator was at Cal last year. Maybe you can keep that game closer by some of the intel he's got. Cal's going to win though. So I got them 1-1 through the first 2 weeks. They host North Texas. Man, I mean, it's a pretty big game here. I would say this is one of the bigger games on the schedule. And getting them in Vegas is key. because I think it's a winnable game. If it was in Denton, I think I would say North Texas is definitely going to win. But it's in Vegas. It's at the Death Star. That's another thing. I'm sorry. I know they have the new stadium, and that's exciting for the new job. I like Sam Boyd better than the Death Star. Putting it out there. Sam Boyd better than the Death Star. But I do think this is a critical game for the win total, and that's why it's my sling game of the season. I know normally I try to do a conference game. I think this is the game of the year for the Runnin Rebels. And that gets me to this. It's college football season, which means you need the unbeatable coverage of Sling TV starting at $35 a month. Sling has all the big games on the biggest channels like ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, SEC Network, ACC Network, Fox, and the Big Ten Network, all for the best price. You can stream on any device, record up to 50 hours with included DVR space, and pause or change your service at any time. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try it today. Yeah, this is my sling game of the season, and I kind of want to take the Rebs. I know North Texas made a bowl. Give me the Rebs. I'm buying into Arroyo. Get it done. If you want to save your job, this is a must-win game in my opinion. You win this game, and then you head to Logan, Utah the very next week. At least you're going to Logan in September. Now I still expect Utah State to win this game, but at least you're not going when it's snowing, because UNLV now being a dome team, I don't know that they can handle that. I got them 2-2 in the first 4. 2-2 in the first 4. Then they're home to the New Mexico Lobos. And I do expect New Mexico to be better, but once again, this is a huge game. It's a huge game. That's tough. I'll give it to them. Let's go. Let's go. 2 50-50 games. Go. At least they're at the Death Star. Will they have a home field advantage? I don't know. 3-2. Let's do it. Through August and September, 3-2. Then they're at San Jose State. I think they're going to lose that game. I think San Jose State's kind of flying under the radar. They're home to Air Force. Air Force whooped their ass last year. Maybe they can keep it closer, but I kind of like what Air Force has going into the season. I think Air Force wins that. Then they're at Notre Dame. I love how Notre Dame plays in Vegas, but not against UNLV. And then UNLV goes to South Bend. They're gonna lose that. They get a bye week, and then they head to Snapdragon Stadium. The Snapper, no one comes into the Snapper and gets a dub. They're gonna lose to San Diego State. Then they're home to Fresno. I think they're gonna lose that. So 2 games left in the season, and I got them sitting there at what? 1, 2, 3. 3 wins. 3 and what? 7. 2 games left. They head to the Ching Complex Center to take on Timmy Chang. I think they can win this one. They did it last year. They'll do it again. 4, 4 and 7. And then they're home to the Nevada Wolfpack, which this game's always fun. They got that big ass cannon. That's the trophy for this game. One of the best fucking trophies in all of sports. Nevada, I think, is going to take a step back this year, a gigantic step back. Give me UNLV at home. Get that dub. 5 wins. So that's the question here. It comes down to that. So look, 5 would hit the over. Do I feel strongly about the over? No, I do not. In fact, I gave them every 50-50 game. I think they'll be favored in those matchups, though. I really do. Give me the over. It's that North Texas game. That's going to be a sweat. All right. Saturday, September 17th in the Death Star. Shop to your drop, customers, because that game is going to be, I think your win total resides solely on that game. And don't get upset by Rocky Long in New Mexico. I do think they're going to be better this year. It's at home. If it was in Albuquerque, I think I'd be taking the under. If you're 5-7, you hit the over. I think it buys Arroyo another year. Like I said, if he's 4-8 and the under hits, he's kind of in a gray area for me. Maybe another year. I think I would give him another year though. If he's below 4, I'm sorry, gone. Now I'll say this: if he goes 4-8, and if I'm the athletic director, I might put some feelers out to some coaches. Deion Sanders. I mean, if you can get Deion Sanders, I'm sorry. You take Marcus Arroyo, you say goodbye. Because Deion would be a perfect fit in Las Vegas. Prime time in Las Vegas. I can see the fucking billboards now. Could they get him? I don't know. Florida State, that job might open up. South Florida might open up. Deion's from Tampa. Who else could they attract? Bobby Petrino. He's winning again. I think that'd be a smart hire. There's some other names out there. I don't know that they'd be as sexy, but I would consider a lot of those. I mean, maybe you go with one of Leach's disciples, something like that. Could you lure Dan Mullen? I don't know. Could you lure Rich Rodriguez from Jacksonville State? I think that would be a home run get, by the way. Either way, I can't wait to watch Rebel football this year. Give me the over, I guess. I think Vegas got it smack right on the number. Sometimes you could say, "No, what the hell was Vegas thinking?" Now, this one, they got it. They got it right. They got it right. Folks, subscribe to the College Football Experience. Remember, also, we're on YouTube, youtube.com, the College Experience. Subscribe over there. And also subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Kevin Kruger. I liked his first year in UNLV. We're going to have a UNLV preview coming soon. We talk college basketball year round over there. We talk college football year round over here. Also, check out the College Baseball Experience with me, Noah Beanick, and the Sports Gambling Podcast. What are you doing, bozos? If you haven't checked that out, they're going through all 32 NFL teams. All right. Solo podcast for every single team in the land. If you're a Raiders fan, or whatever team you root for. I don't know. Like, are Vegas fans all in on the Raiders? I'm not even sure. They might be Bronco fans. They might be Charger fans. They might be Ram fans. I don't know. But either way, there's a podcast out there for you. Also, check out the NFL Gambling Podcast. We're going, brand new feed, deep dive into the NFL this year. And check out all of our other feeds. Formula One Gambling Podcast, MMA Gambling Podcast. Vegas is down with MMA, right? NBA Gambling Podcast. I mean, you go on and on and on. NHL, how about that? Vegas Knights. Check out all that. Get the SGPN app. Hop in the Discord channel. One of my favorite things to do. I grew up in a household with like 500 fucking people in my house at all times, right? That's how I fell into sports, really. Now that I'm married, I don't really have. It's me and my wife and my dog and my cat at home. So I miss that connection, that bond, watching sports. One of the best things, even if you're not gambling on it, but obviously if you're gambling on it, hop in the Discord channel, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Cause I'm telling you, I'll be at home just sitting there saying, "Did you just see that catch?" And my wife's, doing something else. She's doing something, and she could care less about the catch, but I miss that connection. So I hop in the Discord channel. Doesn't matter what the sport is. It could be MMA. It could be Canadian Football League. It could be a fucking sumo wrestling matchup in Japan. But I hop in there and it's fun to sit there, and you could pick up great gambling nuggets. People are saying, "Hey, did you hear this kicker's out? This quarterback's out of here." I can't recommend it enough. Check out sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Folks, give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. That is the College Football Experience Twitter account. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. Patty C's on Twitter at PattyC831. NC Nick's on Twitter at NC_NICK. We are the College Football Experience. Looking forward to the season, folks. I'm going over. Fuck it. Let's go. This is the College Football Experience. UNLV Runnin Rebels style. Blast off that fucking cannon. All right. When you beat Nevada, do it. This is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
What is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you.
At the Olympics, doesn't matter who wins because they're all losers. And you're nothing but a chameleon, a lemon-headed, coward, talented pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're gonna pay for it. Good night.
Well, I don't get they ain't cold, but they're counting down 7-6-5.
They're begging us. Please have a party. Feed us drinks. Get us laid. Ow!
Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in the second half. It sucked. It stunk.
You can't win!
Get my limousine. Ride on 85. Get my Learjet. Woo! And take off to New Orleans. Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
Well, what happened was that second game, we got our ass kicked.
I broke my back. What do you mean by that? Your back is broken. What, a vertebra?